Hi, I am so excited that you are starting the color-coded portion containers. Try to say that 5 times fast, right? But the reason why I'm so excited is because I've been in health and fitness for over 10 years. And there are 2 things I know. One, what you eat greatly will affect your fitness and weight loss journey. And 2, nothing, I mean nothing, and I've tried a lot of things, has worked for me better than these containers because it's realistic to my life and I know exactly how much of every food group I should be getting every day. So today I have 10 tips for you on using these color-coded containers, and then I have a couple things that I want to just touch base with quickly about the workouts. All right, so the first thing I'm going to start with is here's the book, right? So you should have this. The first thing that you need to do is figure out what category you're in. So there's a really simple, easy step that you're going to figure out, and not a hard math problem at all, to figure out how many containers you're going to have every day. And then you're going to flip over to this page, and whatever calorie bracket you fall into, that tells you how many of every color container you're going to have. Now, if you're a nursing mom, figure out what it is normally, and then you're going to bump up to the next calorie plan, okay? The other thing is if you start to feel hungry, look at the next calorie bracket plan up and see what extra containers they get. So that's where you're going to start, and that's when if you get hungry, I do want you to eat, so figure out what other color container you can have and eat from that food group. The other thing I want to mention is get the app. We do a ton of things on our phone already, and having the app is amazing because then you don't have to use paper and pencil, you don't have to carry it around. Most of us always have our phone on us. Now, when I'm recording this video now, it's only available on an iPhone. So if you don't have an iPhone, there are some others that you can try. But if you have an iPhone, get the 21-Day Fix tracker app. And in that app, they give you a list of all food groups. You can easily track when you've had a container, your water that you've had for the day. It's very easy to see what food groups you need to choose from next. Okay, tip number 2, do not expect perfection, okay? This is not about being perfect. This is more about teaching you proper eating habits and to know what is gonna be best for your body to be healthy. That's what this is about. So don't expect to be perfect every day. This is to help you make better choices. And I still want you to track in a food group, even if you go over in that food group, because this will lead me into point number 3. It will take you probably 2 to 3 weeks of using these containers consistently to get used to being in a routine, knowing the portion sizes, getting used to the food lists. So what I want you to do is Google or go to Pinterest and find a 21-Day Fix food list, or find the containers food list all on one sheet and print it out, especially if you don't have the app. Print it out, hang it on your fridge, so you can quickly start to learn what foods are in each color, and that will help you as you go. But just know there is going to be a learning curve here. So the first 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to have to put in a little bit more time to figure out what you're eating, how to track it. But I promise you, if you do that, this will pay off huge for you in the long run, because this is definitely something that can be a lifestyle change that you can stick to. Okay, number 4, I want you to start, before you start diving into new recipes and all that kind of stuff, start the first 3 days with what you normally eat and track it. I want you to track that the next 3 days. And I'm going to tell you right now, you probably will go over in a category and you will probably be under in a category. But that's okay, because the first point here is for you to learn where you're overeating and where you're undereating. For example, I always felt like I ate healthy. And then I learned about this container system. So for me, I learned that kidney beans and black beans and sweet potatoes and corn and peas, those are all carbs. Like, I thought the kidney beans and the black beans would be a protein, and you do get protein from them, but your body metabolizes it like a carb. The same with sweet potatoes, corns, and peas. But see, to me, so I was way overeating in my healthy carbs. And even though I thought I was eating healthy, I was eating all these extra carbs, and what that turns into is extra sugar in your body, okay? The same thing for me with the healthy fats. Almost every day I have a salad for lunch. But on my salad, I was putting almonds, avocado, and cheese every day. That's 3 servings of a healthy fat, and I was supposed to be having 1. Right? So that helped me learn, okay, now I gotta choose. Do I want avocados, almonds, or cheese? And then I'm gonna choose which one that I'm going to have that day. But once I learned that I was overeating in the healthy carbs and the healthy fats, and I was undereating my veggies, once I made that switch, it was amazing. I lost the bloat. I didn't go into a meal feeling hungry. And that's when I really started to lose like my mom gut. That's what I call it anyway. So that's the things that you need to recognize first. You need to find out where you're undereating, where you're overeating, because the best way to make this stick is to do small changes at a time. So it is a lifestyle change, and you can continue to see the progress and to make those changes and now make better choices. Number 5, what don't you want to give up that you're already eating? Okay, now hopefully it's already something on the list, but usually most of us are creatures of habit. There's something we really like in our day. Maybe for you, it's coffee with a little bit of cream. For me, it was my Shakeology recipe. Okay, I'm obsessed with the way that I make my Shakeology because I love it. And so I wasn't willing to change that recipe. So what I had to do was then cross off those containers, and then I built the rest of my day and the rest of my choices around the containers I had available. So I like to use chocolate almond milk. So that's sweetened almond milk. So I had to automatically count a half of a yellow container every day for that. I counted a purple for my fruit because I put frozen banana slices in it. And I used my 2 teaspoons for my peanut butter for the day. So those were that was something I wasn't, if this was going to be a lifestyle change for me, that was something I wasn't willing to give up. So I had to allot for that, and then I made the rest of my choices. I could see very easily on my app when I needed to make a choice. So for example, when I went into mid-afternoon for a snack, it was very easy for me to see that I still needed a vegetable and I still needed a protein for the day. And that's super easy then to see where your food choices should be coming from, because I think that's sometimes where people get stuck is that they are hungry and they go down and they just open the pantry and grab what sounds good. But now what you're going to do is you're going to check and see what colors have I not eaten today, and now you're going to know to pick your food from that list of containers that you still have left to eat for the day. Okay, number 6 is liquids. If you look in the back of your book, Past All the Food Lists, they talk about liquids. Most liquids, obviously besides water, are a yellow container. So let me talk briefly about the liquids. I usually always drink water besides my Shakeology. My Shakeology, I do 4 ounces of water and 4 ounces of chocolate almond milk. And here's why. If you do unsweetened almond milk, you get 16 ounces every 3 days. 16 ounces is a lot. So usually what I tell people, instead of 16 ounces every 3 days, you could cut the ounces in half, do 8 ounces, and double your amount of days, which is 6 days. Okay, 6 days is relatively close to 7. So you could do 8 ounces of unsweetened almond milk every day and count that as a yellow container. Now for sweetened almond milk, the ounces are less. So it's usually 8 ounces of sweetened almond milk every 3 days. So I do 4 every day. And then I count that as half of a yellow container. So that's something for you to keep in mind if you want to do liquids. I also have a coach who does orange juice in her strawberry Shakeology. So she counts her orange juice as her yellow container. My point is, if you're going to have wine, if you're going to have a beer, if you're going to have another type of liquid besides water, you have to count it in your container. So make sure you look at what that is, and then you choose. Is your iced tea, is your lemonade, is your orange juice worth a yellow container, or would you rather have something else from the yellow container list? So do you see how you're already starting to learn when to make certain choices? Okay, very good. Number 7, Shakeology. So this is what I want to talk about. For some of you, this is your first time trying Shakeology, and I want to give you a couple tips about it. Number one, please do not mix it with just water. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to taste very good. If you're going to blend it with other things, you can use water as your liquid, like your liquid base, and then add in frozen strawberries or frozen bananas or regular banana, whatever. But I would not just put it in a shaker cup with water. You're going to have to play around with the recipe. Everyone's going to eventually find their recipe that they love. And I've been drinking the same Shakeology recipe for 6 years. Yeah, 6 years, the same Shakeology recipe. But I love it. It's the peanut butter, the frozen bananas. You're just gonna have to play around with it. And I know sometimes that's hard. So if you're just starting out and you're like on the flavor and you're trying to figure it out, start with half a scoop. Start with half a scoop, but use half of cut the recipe in half that you're mixing it with. If you use water, it will be more fluidy. That's not even a word, right? But if you use milk or almond milk, it's gonna make it thicker. All right, so if you want a drink that's thicker, use those. Also, if you want it thicker, use ice or frozen fruit, and that will help make your Shakeology thicker if you want it thicker. Okay, so those are some ideas with your Shakeology. The other thing is sometimes people have a hard time getting in their veggies for the day. There's a lot of veggies that we're supposed to eat, and it's hard to get those in. So another suggestion, get raw spinach, throw it in your Shakeology, use that as one of your green containers for the day, and guess what? You don't taste the spinach. And I was really skeptical about this at first, but I've done it. You won't taste the spinach. So not only will you get your Shakeology in, but you can get an extra serving of veggies in when you make it. So definitely use the blender if you can. Try different recipes of Shakeology. If you need some more suggestions, let me know. Google it. Go to Shakeology.com. There's tons of recipes on there as well. Okay, tip number 8. The Fixate cooking show. I don't know if you've heard about this, but I'm super excited. If you are a Beachbody On Demand member or a club member, then you have access to Beachbody On Demand. You would go to teambeachbody.com, put in your email address and your password, and at the top left-hand corner, there's going to be a button you click on. This is Beachbody On Demand. Click on that, and then you're going to scroll through, and there you'd click on the Fixate cooking show. And in the Fixate cooking show, the first video is called Containers 101. It's about 8 minutes. Watch it. It's amazing. And then there's all other kinds of videos in there that you can watch about how to use your containers, how to cook with your containers, and other recipes that you can check out. Okay, number 9. What if you have foods or recipes that have a bunch of ingredients all in one? How in the world do you count your containers? Perfect. So for example, I have some recipes that I've been giving out, and hopefully you have them. If not, let me know. But there's 21 different recipes I did that go along with the containers. And a lot of them have mixed ingredients because we still eat normal foods. I want you to still eat normal foods, but you need to know how to count as containers. First thing is you're going to use the big green container as your serving size. Okay, that's what you're going to scoop out to know how much you should be eating. But then you're going to look at the recipe. So if I'm doing my chicken burrito dish or whatever, I'm going to count chicken. That's a protein, so that's red. I'm going to count one of those. And then this one has brown rice and black beans in it. So I'm going to count that as one of my yellow containers. It also has some diced tomato, but not a ton. So you can count that as half of a green container. Some of the tomato sauces, though, are purples. So just kind of look at your food list and look that out. But basically, all you're going to do is look at your ingredient list, find where that food is on your food list, the containers, and match it up. And that's how you know which containers to count if you're using a recipe that has multiple ingredients just all mixed together. Number 10, this is a big one. This is to be a lifestyle change. This is not a diet. This is not something I want you to stop. But it needs to be realistic, right? So I guarantee you'll probably still have pizza sometime in your life. Well, cool thing is, if you look at the back of the container food guide, they tell you what to count for a pizza. They tell you what containers go with things like that. So here's what I do. If I know that I'm going to have pizza, or if I know that I'm going to a potluck, let's say, whatever it is, I plan my rest of the day around that meal. So I will make sure I get all my veggies in before I have my pizza or before I go to the potluck. I will make sure to leave my fruits open and my healthy carbs open because I want to probably have those. Those are easy things to have at a potluck or whatever. I'll make sure I have a protein that left over. So these are things that you can plan around. It's very easy to go to a restaurant and look at your food list and say, okay, what do I need to have on my dinner? Well, I need to have a protein, I can have a healthy carb, and I need to have a vegetable. So it's very realistic to go into your everyday life and know what kinds of foods that you should be having every day to make your body healthy. Next, I have 3 quick tips for you about your workouts that we need to talk about. First thing, I want you to stick with this. I don't want you to do this for the length of our accountability group and then be so burnt out that you're done. That's not the point. The point is to establish a healthy habit. So the first thing you need to decide is how many days is realistic for you to be working out. So think about that. How many days is realistic for you to be working out? I'm hoping you're saying at least 5, because that's my goal for you, is at least 5 days a week. It's realistic for you to get a workout in or make it happen. Maybe I should say it that way. So what you're gonna do is I suggest you print out a blank calendar from the internet or grab a blank calendar that you have lying around just for your workouts or track it in your phone. There's plenty of calendars you can get for your phone. And every week you need to schedule when you're gonna do your workout, what workout it's gonna be, and what time. Because this way it's very easy for you to keep track. So for example, I want you to do your workouts in order. So let's take the 21-day fix for example. There are 7 workouts in the 21-day fix, but let's say you're only working out 5 days a week. Look at the back of the DVD list. You're going to do the workouts in the order they have listed. So do the first 5 workouts for your first week. And then when you start your next week, you're gonna start with workout number 6, do workout number 7, then you're gonna go back to workout number 1, and that will be your second cycle. So you need to, if you're doing the 21-day fix, you need to go through all 7 workouts 3 times to be done with the 21-day fix for one session. I hope that makes sense. If you've got questions about that, please let me know. But you're not to skip any workouts. And for the 21-day fix, those ab workouts are extra. Add those in 2 to 3 days a week after one of your workouts. If you're doing country heat, just follow the workouts in order. Again, I think they're doing 6 days a week of workouts. So if you're only doing 5, don't skip that last day. You start there the next time you work out. So that's why it's easy to mark it on the calendar and to be able to track it. I hope this information was helpful for you. Please do not hesitate if you have any questions. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.